as Sony continues to expand its own Marvel universe, of course based around the supporting cast of the main character Spider-Man, they potentially have a huge catalog they could draw from if they just found a good way to do it. Now the actor playing the Scorpion says he wants a solo outing, so let's talk about the possibilities and what this could mean for the future of that character. So during a recent interview with Screen Rant, Michael Mando, the man who plays the Scorpion, got talking about his future as that character and talking to Sony about a standalone film based on the Scorpion. And you guys can check out what he had to say down below, but more or less what he gets to is the fact of who this character is, his interesting backstory, and who he becomes. Now, of course, if you've been keeping up with comics for the last decade, you know that the character went through major changes since his original inception, and kind of they changed the direction of him, what they wanted to do with him, and at one point he even wore the symbiote and became Venom. And honestly, I really love that arc, and for me, I would love to see that. And he says this could be an option, and he'd love it if Sony did it. Now, obviously Sony is focusing very much on those periphery characters, if you will, based on Spider-Man, because let's be real, like they're developing a Kraven movie and a Mysterio movie and who knows what else, and those aren't, the main characters for Spider-Man. They're the characters that are on the outside that people know because they relate to Spider-Man. Obviously, Venom kicked off not having Spider-Man at all, which was weird, but they were able to pull it off to some degree. So now that he's going to be in a shared universe with Spider-Man, with all these characters, you could feasibly use that character, and down the road, if they do a, mega Sony event that ties all these movies they have together in Spider-Man, you could give him a symbiote, and it would make sense. And again, having him in a Scorpion suit, then get symbiote, that's a very cool visual that Sony would more than likely want in their movie. And again, there's tons of other factors. The fact he already has a backstory with Spider-Man, he knows his identity, Sony wants a Sinister Six movie, so maybe this is one of those characters you can make a cheaper movie out of. Like, I don't see a Scorpion movie, quite honestly, over $50 million. Like, even less than that, honestly, because Deadpool was $50 million, and a solo Scorpion film wouldn't even need that at all. So again, I think they could do this, and realistically, who knows if they're planning it? It's Sony. Like, we know they're planning so many things. It's rather interesting to see what comes out when, but I would honestly be okay with this one. A cheaper budget Scorpion film? Why not?